Alright, Knicks fans, so we're 9 games into the season, and the New York Knicks have been very disappointing so far with a 4-5 record. Coming into the season, obviously expectations were high when we got Cat and Mikal Bridges, adding them to this roster that did really great last season. On paper, the starting five looked like one of the best in the league, and the bench looked like they can hold their own weight if fully healthy. The problem is, though, they haven't been fully healthy, as before the season even started, Precious Achiuwa got hurt, was ruled out for 2 to 4 weeks. Landry Shamet got badly injured in preseason, and I don't think he'll be returning this season. And then it was also announced that Mitchell Robinson wouldn't be returning until somewhere between December to January. So just like that, the Knicks were already down 3 rotation players, and it would take a few games until point guard Campaign would suffer a left hamstring strain. So just like that, I mean, we're already down a couple players, but injuries are a normal part of the game. But any other team would have players ready to step up and fulfill those positions. The Knicks are a different kind of breed, though, because they have a stubborn coach in Tom Thibodeau. This man will rather run a 7-man rotation over giving rookies any opportunity to get some action. This is a major problem for the Knicks, but it isn't their only one. So today I want to be talking about the Knicks' concerns that we've seen throughout the first 9 games of the regular season that I believe need to be fixed immediately if they want to go deep in the playoffs this season. So first, I want to start off by addressing a problem everybody was talking about last year in the playoffs, which is Tom Thibodeau running his starters to the ground. I was very understanding with Tibbs last season when he caught a bunch of heat from a lot of people saying he pretty much injured this team because he was playing his starters too much. But I was aware that most of our roster was injured, so same with a lot of Knicks fans. So we had no Randall, we had no Robinson, we had no Anunoby, we had no Bogdanovic for a majority of the second round. So it's understandable that with their season on the line against the Indiana Pacers, you don't want to turn to Charlie Brown Jr. or Daquan Jeffries or Dwayne Washington when they have very little NBA experience. If you throw in a bunch of G League players and ask them to defend one of the best offenses of that season, you're not going to get good results. So I think the slander that Thibs received last season wasn't very warranted. But now Thibs has no excuse, because if we're 9 games into the regular season and he's running a 7-man rotation, there's just no way we're going to be healthy at the end of the season. What made it worse was in this last game against Indiana, the Pacers were as injured as we were, yet Rick Carlisle gave minutes to guys with very little experience. That way he wasn't asking a lot from his starters. This is something that Thibs refuses to do, and I don't know why when it killed us last season, he would continue doing this. And so far it's killing us this year, because by the end of the fourth quarter, the team's already gassed and it affects their ability to close out games. So some games they've lost because they couldn't hold on to a big lead they've had, and some games they've lost because they just can't keep up with them in the end. Thibs needs to lean on the other guys, in my opinion, because we're in a way better position compared to last season. It's not like we're asking anything from, like I said, Charlie Brown Jr., Daquan Jeffries, Dwayne Washington. We have young drafted players in Tyler Kolek, Komi Dadier, Ariel Hakaporti, who can totally be added into the rotation anytime. They've all played at one point during the season. He hasn't been that stubborn, and they haven't been so bad, so I legit don't understand why we don't turn to them. Kolek has been kind of added into the rotation with Campaign out, but like last game, he played a total of 2 minutes, so I don't even know anymore. Then we just got Matt Ryan, so I'm literally begging Thibs to give anybody a shot, because I don't know how much longer we can go with Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, OG, Mikal, Cat all playing 40 minutes a game. And I don't know if I want to continue watching Jericho Sims come off the bench. I don't want to watch him playing basketball anymore. I'm sorry. Then you have this team in general that just has been way too inconsistent so far. They've had some great games along the way, don't get me wrong, but the performances and their losses are what worry me. The offense has been pretty good. They're the 3rd best in the league at the moment, but I think they need to be more consistent. It feels like they still haven't found their identity yet, as I think some guys don't get involved as they should be. The Mikal Bridges trade right now isn't looking too good from the Knicks standpoint. It's obviously too early to tell, but he has had trouble being effective at times. He's not getting the ball enough or not getting enough shots. We've also seen Jalen Brunson struggle a lot up to this point, whether it's his shots or inability to move the ball and get other guys looks. For the most part, he has been playing well, though, so I can't dump a lot of blame on Jalen Brunson. He's the incredible player we saw last season. Karl Anthony Towns isn't a good rim protector, which worries me for the moment, but I think once Mitch is healthy and he comes back, we can move Cat to the 4, because he's shown that he isn't capable of playing the 5. Our opponents find it really easy to make shots over him, and he just seems too small at times against other big men. He's very bad in the paint on defense, and he's had some great performances though. So like same goes for Bridges. So like I said, I won't overreact at the moment that the Knicks, overpaid for them or made the wrong decisions and trying to bring them onto this team. But I do think they need a little bit more time recognizing their role on this team. We have to acknowledge that the Knicks made the Cat trade like a week before training camp. So we shouldn't have expected perfect basketball right away. It's a completely different team than last season that not only do we have to get used to as fans, but more importantly, so do they. Randall, DiVincenzo, Hartenstein are all gone, which means they're not going to be the same offensive rebounding, rim protecting, lights out shooting kind of team right to begin the season. I think we just need to continue to give this team more time to develop, more time to gel before we hit the panic button mode too early, and just let them figure out what their identity is with this new group. But as for the other guys, I love what I've seen from Hart and Anunoby. McBride has certainly made that leap. There's still a lot to be excited about because when everyone on offense is able to get involved and make shots, we've seen how dominant they've looked. I mean, I know they've had some big wins against the Pistons, Bucks, not teams that aren't necessarily doing so good right now. But yeah, I still believe that they've had some good wins along these 9 games. The good thing is that aside from the Cleveland Cavaliers and Boston Celtics, who are starting off really great, other Eastern Conference teams have really struggled to start the season, just like the Knicks. So I don't root for injuries to happen, but I think Paolo Banchero for the Magic being out for a minute, Taylor Maxey being out for the Philadelphia 76ers for a minute, and then in general just them having health concerns between Joel Embiid and Paul George, I think should give the Knicks a better chance at positioning themselves heading into the playoffs, try to get a better seeding. That's if they can take advantage, like I said, and even stay healthy themselves if Thibs continues running this rotation. You also have the Milwaukee Bucks, who are going through somewhat of a crisis right now with their bad start, and we see Giannis getting frustrated, which could lead him to wanting out. So, I mean, those are all factors that we should be reminded of to tell us that our situation isn't nearly as bad as some other situations that other franchises are dealing with. But the Knicks just have to make adjustments before they get too behind in the standings. But let me know what you guys think. Any concerns that you see from this team 9 games into the season? What you think they should be doing better? They play Philly on Tuesday for the first NBA Cup game, which may or may have not already happened depending when you guys reach this video. But it's a perfect opportunity for the Knicks to get right back on track in a brand new week of action. Cat will go up against Joel Embiid in a matchup that hopefully isn't lopsided, but we'll see how things go and we'll see how he handles his weight. If you love the Knicks and are a big fan just like me, please consider subscribing to this new channel of mine. I plan on making Knicks content throughout the season, and any support would just mean a lot. So thank you all. Hope you have a great day, and let's go Knicks.